Don't blame aging, pain, stiffness, and fatigue might be warning signs you're ignoring. Every day, millions of older adults are silently battling arthritis and unknowingly making it worse with the very foods on their plate. But there's one forgotten food, small, humble, and plant-based, that could change everything. It doesn't come in shiny packaging. It won't trend on social media. But for your joints, your bones, your strength, it's a quiet powerhouse, and it might just save your independence. We're talking about lentils. Not glamorous, not flashy, but packed with natural anti-inflammatory nutrients that can soothe pain, rebuild muscle, and protect your joints from the inside out without a single pill. If you're tired of just surviving with arthritis and ready to start taking back control of your body, your energy, and your freedom, this is where the transformation begins. You've been told to eat more protein, but what if the kind you're eating is quietly making your arthritis worse? Yes, your body needs protein, especially as you age. It's what builds muscle, repairs tissue, and keeps your joints supported, stable, and strong. But here's the part no one warns you about. The wrong kind of protein can silently inflame your body. Red meat, processed meats, the usual suspects, they may deliver protein, but they also fuel stiffness, swelling, and deep joint pain that no pill seems to touch. Now imagine this instead. Getting the protein your body craves without triggering inflammation. A clean, powerful source of plant-based fuel that works with your body, not against it. Lentils, simple, affordable, often overlooked, but they may be the most joint-friendly food in your entire kitchen. And the benefits go far beyond protein. Lentils are packed with magnesium, a critical nutrient that most older adults are severely lacking. Magnesium acts like your body's natural muscle relaxer, helping reduce stiffness, ease tension, and even calm nerve pain. If your joints feel locked up every morning, no matter how much you stretch, magnesium might be the missing piece your body's been begging for. They're also rich in potassium, another unsung hero when it comes to joint health. Potassium helps flush out excess sodium from processed foods, which causes water retention, bloating, and joint inflammation. If your knees or hands feel swollen or puffy, that could be the reason. More potassium means less swelling, which means less pain. It really is that simple. And then there's fiber. Most people don't link it to arthritis, but it plays a bigger role than you'd think. When blood sugar spikes, it silently fuels inflammation. But the fiber in lentils helps slow sugar absorption, keeping your blood sugar steady and reducing those hidden flare-ups that leave your joints aching and your body drained. Still not convinced? Lentils are also loaded with folate, or vitamin B9, one of the most overlooked yet essential nutrients for aging joints. Folate lowers levels of homocysteine, a compound in your blood that's been strongly linked to inflammation and chronic joint pain. And here's the kicker. Most people over 60 don't get enough of it. The bottom line, this one simple food, humble, inexpensive, and easy to cook, can quietly become one of your greatest allies in the fight against arthritis, joint pain, and age-related inflammation. It's not flashy, it's not trendy, but it works. And for millions of older adults, that quiet healing power is exactly what they've been missing. So by now, you're probably wondering, that all sounds great, but how do I actually eat lentils? Here's the best part. You can eat them any way you want. Lentils are one of the most flexible, forgiving foods you'll ever find, even if you're not a fan of cooking, even if your kitchen skills stop at boiling water. You can throw them into a warm soup or stew for extra heartiness. Make a rich, spiced lentil curry with garlic and onion that comforts your body and your joints. Or chill them, toss them with fresh vegetables and a drizzle of olive oil, for a refreshing salad that fights inflammation. If you're trying to cut back on red meat, lentils are your secret weapon. Use them in tacos, wraps, or even homemade veggie burgers. They soak up flavor like a sponge, whether you like savory, spicy, or even a little sweet. And unlike most legumes, they don't need to be soaked overnight. No fuss, no wait, just rinse, boil in water or broth, simmer for 20 to 30 minutes, and you're done. They're gentle on digestion too. No bloating, No heaviness, just clean, nourishing energy. Want to take it a step further? Combine lentils with other anti-inflammatory powerhouses, like a handful of spinach or kale, a sprinkle of turmeric, a pinch of black pepper, or a squeeze of lemon juice. It's not just a meal, it's a prescription-free natural defense system for your joints. And here's what most people don't realize. Small changes matter. You don't need to overhaul your entire diet. Just start by adding lentils to your meals 2 or 3 times a week. It's low cost, it's high impact, and it could change the way you move, feel, and live. Because sometimes the most powerful medicine isn't in a bottle, it's in the foods we've ignored for too long. So the next time you're walking through the grocery store, don't skip the lentils, grab a bag, try a new recipe, and give your body a chance to feel what it's like to heal from the inside out. Lentils aren't just filling your stomach, they're fighting inflammation, nourishing your joints, and giving you the strength to walk, bend, stretch, and live the way you want to. If arthritis has made you feel like your body's turning against you, just remember this: you're not helpless. You have tools, and they start on your plate. Let's talk about one of the most underestimated foods in your pantry, a tiny legume that could quietly transform your joints, your energy, and your long-term health. Yes, we're talking about chickpeas. You might know them as the star ingredient in hummus or the round little things hiding in a salad, but what you may not realize is that chickpeas are a nutritional powerhouse for anyone battling joint pain or arthritis. These small, simple beans are packed with natural compounds that calm inflammation, reduce stiffness, and support your body's healing from the inside out. And once you understand what they do, you'll never look at them the same way again. First, chickpeas are rich in plant-based protein, making them the perfect replacement for red meat, especially if you're trying to cut back on saturated fat and avoid inflammation triggers. This clean protein helps you build and maintain muscle, which is critical as you age because the stronger your muscles are, the less pressure you place on your joints. And that means less pain, less strain, and more movement. But chickpeas don't stop there. They're also loaded with polyphenols, natural antioxidants, that protect your cells from the damaging effects of free radicals. If you're living with arthritis, your body is likely under oxidative stress, which silently worsens your symptoms over time. Chickpeas step in like a microscopic defense team, shielding your joints and calming the fire before it spreads. Still with me? Good, because the real magic is just getting started. Chickpeas also contain a surprising amount of vitamin C, which plays a critical role in producing collagen, the connective tissue that cushions your joints and keeps them moving smoothly. Without enough collagen, your joints lose their padding, and every step, bend, or twist becomes painful. But by fueling your body with foods like chickpeas, you're not just masking symptoms, you're helping rebuild your joints from the inside. They're also a fantastic source of magnesium, one of the most overlooked minerals when it comes to joint health. Magnesium helps relax tight muscles, supports bone density, and even improves sleep, which is often disrupted in those living with chronic pain. When your muscles are at ease and your body is well rested, your joints finally get a break. And yes, we can't forget about fiber. Most people think fiber is just for digestion, but it's also a silent hero in managing inflammation. That's because unstable blood sugar levels can spike inflammatory chemicals in the body, and chickpeas help smooth those spikes by slowing down how sugar is absorbed. More stable blood sugar means less inflammation, and your joints will thank you for it. So what do you do with them? The options are endless. Sure, hummus is a classic, creamy, satisfying, and easy, but chickpeas can also be roasted with a little olive oil and sea salt for a crunchy snack, tossed into hearty stews and soups, added to grain bowls, or blended into veggie patties and gluten-free baking recipes. You can even sneak them into brownies, and yes, they'll still taste amazing. They're affordable, accessible, and unbelievably versatile. Whether canned or dried, chickpeas deliver real health benefits without breaking the bank. So here's your challenge. Add chickpeas to your meals just 2 or 3 times a week. That small shift could mean stronger joints, smoother movement, more energy, and a body that finally starts working with you. not against you. Because when it comes to arthritis relief, sometimes the solution isn't more medication. Sometimes it's just a humble little bean on your plate. Now here's the fun part. Chickpeas aren't just healthy, they're incredibly versatile and surprisingly delicious. Sure, hummus is the classic choice. It's creamy, flavorful, and perfect, with everything from crisp veggies to whole grain crackers. But don't stop there. That's just the beginning. Chickpeas can be roasted with olive oil and your favorite spices for a crunchy, satisfying snack that beats potato chips any day. Toss them into fresh salads, hearty stews, or nourishing soups. Stir-fry them with colorful vegetables and a dash of turmeric, a powerful anti-inflammatory spice, and you've got a meal your joints will thank you for. They also make an amazing base for plant-based curries and are a perfect fit for grain bowls with quinoa, spinach, avocado, or roasted sweet potatoes. Because chickpeas have a mild flavor, they absorb whatever seasoning or sauce you pair them with, from savory herbs to bold spices. And here's where it gets even more interesting. If you enjoy baking, chickpeas can be your secret weapon. Chickpea flour is a fantastic gluten-free alternative for making breads, pancakes, even cookies. You can blend whole chickpeas right into brownie batter, or mix them into veggie burger patties without anyone noticing, and without losing flavor or nutrition. The possibilities are endless, and because they're so high in fiber and protein, chickpeas help you feel full longer. A big win if you're trying to manage weight while living with arthritis. And another reason to love them, chickpeas are budget-friendly and easy to find. You don't need a fancy health store or a sky-high grocery bill. Buy them dried in bulk or pick up canned chickpeas on your next trip to the supermarket. If you go with canned, just give them a good rinse to wash off excess sodium. Got a bit more time? Cooking dried chickpeas at home is simple and saves even more money in the long run. Either way, you're getting an affordable, nutrient-dense food that supports joint health without draining your wallet. So how often should you eat chickpeas? Start simple. Just add them to your meals a few times a week. The more consistent you are, the more your body will thank you. In fact, many people eat chickpeas every day. And as long as your body responds well, that's not just okay, it's powerful. Your joints will appreciate the steady stream of anti-inflammatory nutrients. Your digestive system will love the fiber. And your energy? You might just notice it becoming more stable, more even, more you. Because when you're living with arthritis, it can often feel like your own body is turning against you, like you're stuck in a battle you never agreed to fight. Every step, every ache, every morning stiffness reminds you that something is slipping away. But then, something as small as a handful of chickpeas reminds you, not everything is out of your control. Healing doesn't always come from a prescription. Sometimes it comes from your plate. Sometimes it comes from a decision to add, not subtract, a decision to nourish, not numb. These little legumes may look ordinary, but they're quietly extraordinary. Every bite is a chance to reclaim your health, to support your body from within, to show your joints that you're still in this fight and you're not giving up. So next time you're in the grocery aisle, don't just walk past them. Pick up the chickpeas, try a new recipe, make them a part of your weekly rhythm. Because they're more than a side dish, they're a daily defense against pain, against stiffness, against decline. And the best part, your body, your budget, and your taste buds, they'll all be glad you did. Let's talk about one of the most overlooked superfoods sitting quietly in your grocery store, tofu. Yes, tofu. You might not be excited about it yet, but what if I told you this humble block of soy could be one of the most powerful tools in your fight against joint pain, inflammation, and age-related stiffness? Some people love it, others aren't sure what to do with it. But if you or someone you love is living with arthritis, tofu deserves a second look. Because what it lacks in flash, it makes up for in healing power. Tofu is made from soybeans, one of the very few plant-based foods that's a complete protein. That means it contains all 9 essential amino acids your body needs to rebuild tissue, strengthen muscles, and support your bones, all of which are critical as we age. The stronger your muscles, the less pressure your joints have to carry. And when it comes to arthritis, every ounce of support matters. But the magic doesn't stop at protein. Tofu is one of the few plant sources of omega-3 fatty acids, those anti-inflammatory, joint-soothing fats most people assume only come from fish. Omega-3s help calm swelling, reduce stiffness, and lower the chemical triggers behind your daily aches. So if you're cutting back on meat or avoiding seafood, tofu can give you what your joints are quietly begging for. And then there's calcium, the mineral everyone links to bone health, but few realize is just as important for arthritis. Because strong bones create a stable frame, which means less stress on your joints. Tofu offers a dairy-free source of calcium, ideal for those who are lactose intolerant or trying to reduce dairy-induced inflammation. But here's where tofu really shines. Many brands are also fortified with a vitamin D, a key player in both calcium absorption and immune regulation. Low vitamin D is shockingly common in older adults and can silently worsen arthritis symptoms. Getting more from your food without pills is a smart, sustainable way to support long-term joint health. And let's not forget isoflavones, natural compounds found in soy that act like gentle plant-based hormones. Research suggests they may help reduce inflammation, improve joint flexibility, and even relieve pain, especially in people with rheumatoid arthritis. So the question is, how do you cook it? Tofu is a blank canvas. It absorbs whatever flavors you pair it with. Garlic, ginger, soy sauce, lemon, herbs, spices. You can stir-fry it, grill it, bake it, blend it into sauces or soups, or crisp it in the oven. Want something creamier? Silken tofu works beautifully in smoothies, dairy-free desserts, even protein-rich dips and dressings. It's flexible, affordable, and once you learn how to work with it, tofu becomes a go-to ingredient that your joints and your wallet will appreciate. So if you're serious about managing arthritis naturally, don't underestimate tofu. Try adding it to your meals once or twice a week. Combine it with other healing foods like leafy greens, turmeric, and whole grains, and you've got a recipe for real lasting relief. Because sometimes the most powerful medicine isn't in a bottle, it's on your plate. Here's something most people miss when they look at a block of tofu. It might just be one of the most underrated weapons in your fight against joint pain. Many brands of tofu are fortified with vitamin D, and that matters more than you think. Vitamin D works side by side with calcium, not just to build stronger bones, but to help your body absorb the minerals it needs to stay balanced and pain-free. And here's the real kicker. Millions of older adults are low in vitamin D and don't even know it. That quiet deficiency could be silently making your arthritis worse. But just a few servings of tofu each week? It's a simple, smart way to replenish what your body is missing. No pills required. But we're not done, because tofu isn't just protein, calcium, and vitamin D. It's also loaded with isoflavones, natural compounds found in soy that act like gentle plant-based hormones. And no, they won't throw your body out of balance. In fact, the research shows the opposite. Isoflavones may reduce inflammation, improve joint flexibility, and even lower pain levels, especially for those dealing with rheumatoid arthritis. Some studies have even found that people who regularly eat soy tend to report better joint movement and less morning stiffness. Is tofu a magic fix? No. But it's one more piece of the puzzle, a safe, affordable, and nourishing way to support your body's natural healing process. Because when it comes to aging well, every small step matters. And sometimes the most powerful changes don't come from your medicine cabinet, they come from your kitchen. So, how do you actually cook tofu? Let's be honest, tofu might not wow you at first glance. It's soft, it's mild. Some might even call it bland. But that blank canvas, that's its secret power. Tofu absorbs flavor like a sponge: garlic, ginger, soy sauce, lemon, chili flakes, whatever you love. It takes it in and transforms. You can stir fry it, bake it, grill it, or sear it for that golden crispy edge. If you're just starting out, go with extra firm tofu, press out the water, and let it marinate for an hour. Then throw it into a veggie stir-fry, curry, salad, or wrap. You'll be amazed how satisfying it becomes. Prefer something creamy? Try silken tofu. It blends like a dream into smoothies, soups, dips, even dairy-free desserts. And here's the beauty. You get the anti-inflammatory power of tofu without even tasting it. You can even use it to replace cream in your recipes, cutting the saturated fat while boosting nutrition. All of that in a food that's affordable, easy to find, and kind to your joints. You don't need to visit a specialty store. Tofu is in most grocery stores, comes in different textures, and lasts weeks unopened. It's flexible, convenient, and when you get the hang of it, it becomes a weeknight go-to. So how often should you eat tofu? If you tolerate soy and don't have allergies, try adding it a couple of times a week. Pair it with turmeric, leafy greens, quinoa, brown rice, and you're giving your body a complete healing toolkit. Protein, calcium, omega-3s, all in one simple meal. Because arthritis is more than pain. It's the loss of momentum, the stiffness that slows you down, the quiet frustration of not being able to do what you used to love. But healing begins with tiny steps. And something as humble as tofu, that might be one of the most powerful first steps you'll ever take. So whether you're just starting a plant-based journey or simply curious about eating for longevity, try tofu. Get creative. Make it your own. Because sometimes the best medicine doesn't come in a bottle, it comes from your kitchen. And tofu, it's one of the best kept secrets for arthritis relief you'll ever find. Let's bring it all together. Lentils, chickpeas, tofu, 3 plant-powered proteins, each packed with the nutrients your joints crave, fighting inflammation, building strength, and helping you feel better naturally. You don't need expensive pills. You don't need complicated diets. You just need simple, everyday foods that work with your body, not against it. So here's your challenge. Pick just one of these foods this week. Add it to a meal. See how your joints feel. Because small changes make a big difference. If this video inspired you, tap that like button, subscribe for more natural health tips, and hit the notification bell so you never miss a breakthrough. And tell me in the comments, have you tried one of these joint healing foods before? What worked for you? Thanks for being here, and until next time, keep moving, keep learning, and keep choosing healing.